John, what are your thoughts on the second pre-season outing for the Bradford Bulls?
Well, I mean, all you can ask for when you play these trial games is that you improve week on week. And that was obviously a big improvement upon last week. I know the opposition changed, but I thought they were very good, to tell you the truth, and they made it difficult for us to get in front, and they made it difficult for the win. And you could see visible signs of improvement, and that's all you can ask for. So hopefully there's still areas to work upon, etc. And you know, the goal for next week will be to show further improvement, and that then should stand us in good stead for the game that really matters, which is obviously round one of the league campaign.
What aspects of that performance please you the most, John?
I just thought that the energy. I challenged the players. I said, when you're playing a young team, what you've got to match or beat is energy, enthusiasm and effort. And I thought they did over the 80 minutes, so I was absolutely delighted. And you know, there's certain principles. We played differently with ball in hand to how we played the week before, and we looked a little more comfortable, I thought. And I just thought some individuals showed some great progress.
Midway in that first half, John, Hull had gone back to back, and all of a sudden it's 12 points to 6, and then you bring on the big men, Ben Evans, Steve Crossley and Walker, and that kind of shifted that momentum.
You could be down to the individuals, but they dominated possession that first quarter of the game. So you know, we'd have to work out to sort of keep them out because they had most of the ball. But then that flipped. We had 7 of the last 10 sets, so we dominated possession going into half time, which allowed us. So it was a momentum shift generally rather than just, you know, individually. But yes, they obviously did contribute to that, and that allowed us to go in front, you know, ahead, and allowed us to address some issues. So you know, it's very positive.
Your challenge to Billy Jowett was there is a starting spot there in round one with the absence of Jordan Lilly. I thought he was the man of the match, just a personal opinion.
No, I agree with you, Mick. I agree with you there, mate. So I think is that second time. So yeah, but I thought Billy Jowett was exceptional. I really did, and he's growing. You can see him growing as a player. You can visibly see it, and I can see it, you know, day on day when we train. You gentlemen are seeing it sort of week on week on the performance field, and that's why I was confident with Lily Patton and Jowett as number 3. Well, you know, as I said before, when I spoke to Billy, was speaking to him before the season started, and he said, I've not come here to make the numbers up, I've come here for a starting spot, which is a great attitude to have, and I think he demonstrated that today. So he needs to keep his feet on the ground, keep working hard, and he's got all the potential to really be a very good rugby league player.
How pleased were you with the start to the second half, effectively putting, I know it's not a score-based performance, but you know, show a little bit of a ruthless streak.
It wasn't. It was the tries that we. I thought there were some absolute peaches. You know, the 2 that D. Fogging Johnson got, where the quality of the handling was just first class. So that's what pleased me. Not only that we obviously scored the tries and Dick Patton nailed the conversion, but it was how we constructed the tries. So it was very, very pleasing indeed.
When you looked at the Hull FC performance, John, final 10 minutes, I do believe they had nobody over the age of 18. Obviously, they're our dual Reg partnership club. John, have you got any praise for that?
Oh yeah, very much so. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a game that we had to work to get in front and work to win. So yeah, they were very good. And you've got to remember that I think 10 of our 13 at the end were under 21. So you know, you need to counter that as well to bring a balance in. And again, you know, people like Kobe Nickel, what a cracking try that was. You know, so. That's good to see also.
There was no Elliot Hall or George Flanagan.
No, Elliot Hall was he pulled out in the team run. George Flanagan's, it's a COVID issue, so you know there's obviously reasons for people's absences, but you know, all we've got to do, we can just pick the players who are available, and I thought some players there did themselves a lot of good.
Are you happy with the minutes that the players have got so far?
Very much so, yeah. I mean, obviously that's monitored, and we look at that, and I think they're on course to be in good shape for round 1.
I was going to say, obviously I watched both pre-season games last year, and it was quite soft at times, but the intensity seemed really there.
Yes.
Some of the tackling was really sort of thunderous, and that was really pleased you in pre-season.
Very much so, Nathan. Yeah, I mean, I've just been speaking to Aaron Murphy, and Murph said, he said, we're a million miles in front of where we were last year at this point. And he's right. He's absolutely right. And, you know, when a senior player feels that, it reassures you, and you think, well, we might be on the way to a pretty good season. So it gives you confidence, but again, it's a trial game, and it don't matter what the scoreboard says. It matters what the performance says, and I would say really we've had a 7.5 out of 10 today.
Mick mentioned obviously how well Billy did, but obviously Deck alongside in the house I thought was imperious, both from the tee and
yes.
with his kicks the way he put pressure on Hull and pinning them back.
Yeah.
Is he almost a dying breath clones? He got even more to his game now, because he just seems to direct the game and dictate the game so easily, it comes to him so naturally.
He's a very clever player, and it's really enjoyable working with him, to tell you the truth, because he's really clever, he's insightful, and obviously, you know, he's been at an absolute quality club in Warrington and got a considerable amount of first team football there, and it's just great to draw on that experience for the other players and for us as a coaching staff as well, and I think he's enjoying it. I'm certainly enjoying him being a part of our club, so it's boding well for the future.
And I thought in the first half particularly, a lot of time the ball went to the left towards Kieran Galen. Obviously Kieran's not alongside, but that just show what impression he's made already, that the players think you might get the ball to Kieran, he's going to make us really good yards.
Well, I mean, at half time I mentioned to Kear, I thought he should have scored that try when he got over the line, so there was, again, he's got to improve on that, but the two passes to Dave Foggin-Johnson were absolute quality centre play, you know, so that's what he'll bring, and he's also a very solid defender, so yeah, I think people are seeing why we perhaps brought him to the club, and again, he'll just get better the more he plays with that left hand side.
With obviously it was a very, very young Hull side, and it was largely teenagers. No doubt that you had a really good game, Bulls, but how much do you learn, given that was sort of nowhere near there first? There's a lot you can take from it, even though it was a very, very young side.
Yeah, well, I'd challenge you to go out there against Lingisau and Bradford and Jordan Johnson. Yeah. Believe you me, they're stopping somebody like that takes a bit of... No, but I agree with you. Yeah, it was a young side, but we knew that. But I think Hull will have got a great deal out of it, and I think their youngsters will have got a great deal out of it, and we haven't. That's the reason for the exercise, and injury-wise, there's a bumps and bruises, but there's no major issues. So I think we can safely say that it's been a very good exercise.
Definitely. You mentioned Elliot sort of pulled out in the team run. It looks like a little niggle for him.
It was a hamstring, yeah. So, you know, we don't know yet if he'll be available for next week, but obviously he'll be in tomorrow and for treatment, and we'll be able to reassess him from that. But with it being yesterday, which was the team run day, you very rarely find that they cleared up within 7-8 days. So I'm not hopeful for Leeds for it.
What's the latest on Jordan Lilly, John?
Jordan's is doing his rehab. He's very diligent, is Jordan, and you know, he comes in, he's very punctual, and whatever the physio asks him to do, he does. So, you know, he's working hard to get back ASAP, but it's a 6 to 8 week injury. So, you know, no matter how hard you work, that's the time he's going to be out. So, the fortunate thing is that 3 weeks when we're not in season, and the other fortunate thing for us from the Bulls is Billy Jowett looks as if he's developing pretty well.